Okay, so for the blind hem notebook sample, go ahead and cut yourself out a swatch about 5 inches, and we're gonna iron in some kind of little hem. So I'm just folding it, the raw edge, about 1/4 inch. I'm folding it towards the back side. Of course my fabric looks the same on both sides. Maybe this isn't the best fabric to have used, but I would fold the raw edge towards the wrong side of my fabric. And then I'm gonna fold it up again. And you know, when you're doing a hem, it kind of depends who's wearing the garment of how high the hem goes, but I just pull it up. It looks like I kind of did about 3/4 inch. You can do really whatever you want. But I just want the fabric folded. I want the raw edge folded under so it's not in your way. And maybe if you'd like, you can throw in a couple pins. And we are gonna be ready for the blind hem hand sample. Okay, once you have your fabric prepared, ready to go, get your hand sewing needle and go ahead and thread it. I'm using a contrast color thread just for learning purposes. You'd probably want to use a matching one, honestly, if you're actually going to wear this garment. But we are doing a blind stitch, so theoretically, if it's blind, it doesn't matter if I'm using a contrast color thread. I guess we will find out when I'm done. We do want to tie a knot on our thread. We do not want our thread doubled up, so make sure you don't double it, especially on this blind stitch. You guys remember how to tie the knot? I showed you guys in the catch stitch video. Remember, I kind of do my pincher fingers and then I wrap it around my index so it makes like an X. I put my thumb on that X, kind of twist it, and then I pull it down. Makes a nice ugly knot. Okay, so if you are right-handed, you will start on the right-hand side and work your way left. If you are left-handed, you will start on the left-hand side and work your way right. I'm right-handed, so I think I will start on the right. I like to kind of hide that ugly knot. So my first stitch, I really kind of like to just get it like right in the middle of that fold, like that. And then that way my knot can kind of just hide inside the seam allowance somewhere. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to take a blind stitch. What is that? So, okay, oh, I almost had a good one. So I'm trying to take the teeniest, tiniest stitch possible. All right, I think I got just like one thread. So it's not very stable stitch, but by only getting one thread, you shouldn't really see it. I can kind of see it on this side. I was watching a video about couture sewing and I saw that they supposedly slice this, like see how I have this one thread? I feel like I kind of went under it. I guess they slice it in half. So like there's still some of the thread on this side. I'm not that good. And if I was, I'd probably need a magnifying glass. So we're just gonna go ahead. Okay, so I pull my thread through. Again, you don't want your thread doubled up. All right, cool. Now, about 1/4 inch away, I'm gonna actually try to get inside this fold. It's kind of like a little casing or like a little tunnel. Okay. Maybe I don't have a sharp enough needle today. I'm having some issues. And I'm kind of just in this tunnel so you don't really see it, you know? And I went about 3/8 inch. Okay, so that way you can't really see it too much. Okay, I'm gonna go about another 3/8 and do that blind stitch again on my garment, right? So I'm only getting this garment, I'm not getting the hem. Just the garment, and this is the stitch where I'm trying to get just like one little thread. Okay, I did it. And I'm gonna scoot about 3/8 inch and do that little tunnel stitch. Okay, and I just kind of repeat it until I get to the edge. Okay, yeah. So now, do you guys remember how to do the knot at the end? Just take a little stitch just in the hem, don't go to the front of the garment. And you should have a loop that happens. Just put your needle in through that loop. Makes like a little knot, and go ahead and just do that a second time. Kind of double knot it. And I think you're good. I think that's it. Okay, so now I'm ready to trim it. And okay, so there's the back side. What does the front look like? Ooh, can you see my stitch at all? Doesn't it kind of look like there's no thread? It's kind of neat, huh? Imagine if I used not black thread, then you really wouldn't see it, huh? So the blind hem is actually more common than you may think. I dare say that all of you guys could find a sample in your home somewhere of it. Most likely your sample wasn't stitched by hand, but it was on a machine. There's industrial sewing machines that only blind stitch. We actually have 2 of them in the classroom. They've been here, I've been here for 7 or 8 years. They've been here way, way, way longer than me. I don't even know where they came from, to be honest with you. But if you're ever in the classroom, you want to test them out, go for it. Also, you guys might have a presser foot on your home sewing machines that kind of look like this guy, that have this little blade. And inside the blade, there's like this little kind of zigzag shape thing right there. This guy is a presser foot to sew a blind hem on your home sewing machine. Your home sewing machine does a lot of different types of stitches, you might have noticed. So I don't know if you've seen a stitch that kind of looks like this on your home sewing machine. Some kind of variation of that. That's the blind hem. And when you guys use this foot, it sews straight for a little bit, and then it barely grabs just one little thread of your actual self garment, and then it sews in the lining or the hem or whatever, and then barely gets one little stitch. The tricky part is you just have to fold your fabric a special way. So like if this is your hem right here, then you flip your fabric like that. And then this is like your hem raw edge, and it'll just like sew, 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 and then barely catch. And that's kind of how it gets the triangle. And then sews all day on this raw edge, and then barely catches that fold. Yeah, so I mean, and then when you're done, you kind of fold it up, and it should be, it'll just look like little dots, basically, going down. So that's kind of fun to try if you guys have the home sewing machine at home and want to give it a shot as well.